I want to bring in the panel for more on this breaking story, Richard Jefferson, Kendrick Perkins, and Zach Lowe. So, Richard, just your initial reaction to this story.
I start to feel bad for Damian Lillard, and mainly for this. He has been one of the most loyal players. He has talked and advocated for players staying, and I would put him in the same boat as Giannis, trying to do it the hard way. Doesn't mean he doesn't have interests other places, but now all of a sudden you get to a spot where you've been Rookie of the Year, you're one of the 75 greatest, your jersey is going to hang in there, and now the team is like, do we really want to pay you a max contract that takes you to 35 or 36? When you look at what LeBron James is doing, when you look at what Chris Paul has done, this man should be, the number one thing should be like, we want you to retire and stay in a Portland Trailblazers jersey. Now, some of that might be like, hey, can we have some flexibility, or is this all about the money? So it's both sides, but I just think for Damian Lillard, it's probably about that time to start looking about where you want to go and what you want to do, because the franchise is looking at you as an asset right now. Just think about that.
So, Perk, do you see Dame with the Blazers long term?
No, I don't. And I think this is a chess move by him wanting this max extension on a way of forcing his way out. Because when I look at this situation, and like RJ just said, look, Dame Dollar is in the same situation that KG was at his point of his career with Minnesota, carrying the franchise, taking them to the playoffs every single year, but not getting and winning the ultimate goal. And right now, Dame has to know that he's not going to win a championship in Portland no time soon. I don't believe that free agents wants to sign in Portland, not the ones that's going to help him win. And I think that him and C.J. McCollum has run his course and is not going to get done. And I hate it, because this is Chauncey Billups, first year as a head coach. Him and Damian Lillard are really close, but it comes that point of time in your career where you have to make that business decision of, you know what, my time is up. Let me take my talent elsewhere. Because one thing that I did hear, Malika, in KG Hall of Fame speech, he said this, and it stood out to me. He said, the one thing that I regret throughout my whole career is not getting out of Minnesota a lot earlier and getting to Boston.
Well, I do believe Dame. Dame has been a very transparent player when it comes to his dealings with reporters, right? And he said at the beginning of this season, right? He told it to us on NBA Today. I wanted to get out there and say, I want to be in Portland, right? Because I want to move forward with Chauncey Billups. I want to give him a chance. And when Dame speaks, he has been so transparent that I do believe that that's what he wants in his heart of hearts. But there is also something to weigh here. Zach Lowe, senior writer, host of the Lowe Post, also joining us. I'm curious, Zach, how realistic is it for the Blazers to keep Dame at this price tag going forward?
I'm not sure, and Richard makes a fair point that, this is an all-time Hall of Fame guy. You should want to have him retire a Portland Trailblazers, or you name LeBron and other guys who have aged really well. But I could also name John Wall, Russell Westbrook, other guys whose teams paid them and their contracts became albatrosses. I'm not saying that's going to happen with Dame. I'm a Damian Lillard true believer. Look, the first thing I'm doing if I'm Portland right now is I'm calling Philadelphia, and I'm trying to see, you're hovering around 500. Joel Embiid's playing 1 million minutes every night. What about a C.J. McCollum for Ben Simmons? How many picks do I have to add? Do I have to add a young player? Am I going to give you 4 picks and 4 swaps? No. But if we can get to a reasonable point, if I'm the Blazers, I'm making that deal, because Ben Simmons is just 25. If I eventually have to blow it up and trade Dame, I have a young cornerstone player that in the meantime fits with Dame. So far, Philly, from what I've been told, has been, if it's not Dame for Simmons, we're not really interested. But that's the first thing I'm doing. I'm calling them. Maybe they're desperate. Maybe there's a C.J. McCollum centered deal for Simmons that maybe we could start talking about. If that's no, I just don't see a McCollum, Nurkic, whatever deal that changes Portland's life, that changes Dame's life, that makes this team a championship contender. And if you can't find that deal, I think whether it's in 6 months or a year, you eventually have to start looking at what can I get for Damian Lillard in a full restart.
Well, and Woj just said that Philadelphia is sort of the one team that has been in communication on that front. But what's interesting about this reporting from Woj on ESPN Plus is this is a decision that we're not sure whether or not they have an interim GM right now. They have said they're going to conduct a search. So whoever is coming into that GM role, what will they be emboldened to do? Is it going to be to trade Damian Lillard? Is that going to be a Jody Allen decision? Because remember, she invested in all of these extensions coming off their Western Conference Finals appearance, right? And so now those decisions are going to be big ones that they're going to have to weigh, and it's going to fall on this new general manager.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.